Welcome back. It's art time, class. Today, we're going to be adding color on top of our base details. Let's get started. For this part of the activity, you already need to have done your sketch idea. You need to have your dragon base made. You need to have added pop-up details with white paper. And then we're going to start covering those details with colorful paper, which I've started here on my second sample. Okay? Let's go ahead and keep working on our design here. So here is our dragon. I still need to add the feather wings, and I can start adding some of the color as well. When cutting out scales or fur or feathers, I recommend having also a little Ziploc baggie. Be sure to put your name on it, and if you're in the classroom, you'll need to also put your class code on it, and I'll be writing all that down for you guys since you can't share materials. We can't pass around a Sharpie or anything, so I'll do that for you. And I recommend keeping all of your little pieces. So here I have some scales that I cut out earlier. Let me show you how I did that. So I took strips of colorful paper and I grabbed a couple of them together. I don't want to do all the colors because that's too thick of paper, but I can do 4 layers of construction paper with this type of scissors. Student type of scissors can handle around 4 layers. More can give you like a really furry or fuzzy type of cut. And when I'm cutting, I have them all lined up together. And I'm going to turn my paper so my scissors are facing the same direction. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 scales that are exactly alike. On my dragon, I'm going to need quite a few scales because the color runs up the body. So I can sit here and cut out some scales, and then I need to put them in the baggie so I don't lose our scales. Last year when we did this project, we started using baggies, and it really helped us not lose the paper. You can also write your name on your paper if you're worried that you got like this nice big sheet of red paper from your pack and you don't want to lose that. Put your name on it. If someone finds your paper on the floor and they see a name on it, they're probably going to return it to that person with their name on it. So you always want to put your name on your stuff, like your dragon, your sketch, and all of your papers. And if they're little bitty pieces, put them in a baggie with your name on it. Okay? So here I have a bunch of pieces. I'm going to keep them safe in here. That way my mess is clean. And when it comes to cleanup time, I can do that quickly within 5 minutes or less. All right, so I've got a bunch of scales, and I'm actually going to start at the bottom of my dragon. And there's a reason I want to start at the tail end. So let's get just a few out. And we're going to do, at the tip end here, I'm going to do start with some red. So to start, I'm going to lay down some glue. Now that glue needs to be smeared. And you might not be able to see this, but I'm getting it right onto the table. We're going to clean up our tables when we clean up. And if you get a lot of glue on your table, that's totally okay. But you have to clean it up after. So just be responsible. If you don't want to clean it up after, don't put glue on the table. Don't get it on there. But it's okay if you get glue on your table while you're working on art projects. I think I want this curved piece to be the end of my tail. So I'm going to tear off that piece because don't need that extra piece. Actually, I'll lay it here. Let's see. Right there. And I'm going to going to sandwich it. Look at this extra glue on my table. I'm going to wipe it up. Might as well use it. I mean, don't let it go to waste. All right. So I've got my end scale piece. Now I'm going to start adding a bit more. So I want to layer the pieces so that half of the scale is on top of the previous scale. And I'm going to go back and trim these in a little bit. And I'll go back and do the other side in a little bit. I think I'm going to put 2 scales for green here. So since these overlap a little bit right there, and I want them holding on tight, so just a little bit of glue. So you see how I smeared it a little bit so it started to get clear. Okay. Some more blue. There we go. Looking nice. I'm gonna add a little bit more glue. And I think once I get a little bit of a rainbow going, I'm gonna switch it to be a line of red, a line of orange. So my idea changed a little as I was working on it. That's okay. If you change your mind on something, you see someone else doing something, you're like, oh, I want to try that. It's okay. It's okay to take their idea and try it. A little pink here. So now I have this. When I move my dragon, you're going to see the scales pop a little bit. I really like that. All right, so that's drying now. I've pressed it down. I'm going to go ahead and work on the other side. So I'm going to put some glue down here, and then I'm going to smear. Once I put that glue down and I start smearing it, it starts drying. So I have to be ready to go. I have to start placing down. Let's smear that a little bit more. It wasn't quite clear enough right there. Now, the glue kind of goes up a little too high, more than I want it to. So this is probably going to get glued down a little harder than I liked, but that's okay. It's going to look cool anyway when I'm done. A few more scales out. Okay. Oh, getting glue all over my fingers. Now, I don't mind that, because what I do after I get glue on my fingers, I'll show you. Hold on. I'm using the glue on my fingers to help pick up little bits of paper like that. I'm used to it. Like, I use it as a tool, little bits of glue on my finger. But not every student likes that, and I totally understand. If you get glue on your hands like this, what you're going to do is rub. Rub, 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 and already I can see the glue is starting to rub off. I like the way it feels, like at least my hand's soft. Well, I'm not going to get glue on my hands on purpose, but if I do get it on my hands on accident, that's totally okay. You just rub it off, and when we're done with our art, we can wash our hands. You cannot get glue on your hands, wash it, go back, get glue on your hands, wash it, go back. You can't go back and forth, back and forth. Make your art. Your hands are going to get messy. That's okay. When you're done, we can clean it up. If you need to dry your hands in the middle, rub, 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 just like I showed you. And you get all these little, almost looks like when you erase, you get all those little eraser pieces. This is a little bit of glue pieces. Okay. So here I have my tail. And did I do the front and the back? Yes. Yes, I did. And when it's dry, I can come back with my scissors and I can trim. Like right here, I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to trim this. That one piece. I don't like that one right too, so I want to trim that. Yay. I'll trim this one. And I'm going to make that super skinny. So it feels like it's coming to a point. So at this point, I think I want to do like a red, yellow, blue. And then once it gets wider over here, do like a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I think that will look really cool. Did you notice how my idea is changing a little bit? And that's okay. I can mark it down. I can do like, okay, so I'm going to do red, orange, yellow. You can make little notes to yourself. It doesn't have to be fully complete. Whatever works for you. Let's use this for green. Blue. I think it went to purple and pink. Do this. And then we'll do like stripe. Well, I wanted to do red, yellow, blue, so I'm just kind of making notes. This is me making notes. Red. Here's my red marker. Oh, here we are. Red. And then we'll add in orange and green and blue, like dark blue. Okay, that's looking cool. I think that will look cool. So getting your idea out on paper first helps you decide, do I want to do that? I think that will look cool. All right then. So over here, let's talk about some of the other details that was on here. Inside of the mouth, what color? It's not white. It's going to be like a red or a dark color. It's going to be hard to see, so you definitely want to add some color there. And look, oh no! I broke it. I'm so strong. That's okay. We can fix it. We can fix it. When something breaks like that, it means it needs to be stronger. So let's see. This is 1 layer thick. That's not going to be strong. Let's make something stronger. Let's see here. I got it. I've got some scratch paper from an earlier part of the project that I saved. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I'm going to glue this together. So after it dries, I can cut this strip out. It's going to be nice and strong, and I'm going to re-glue it down. New strips. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you're not used to using glue, you probably used too much glue, and it takes longer to dry. The more glue you use, the longer things take to dry. So keep that in mind. The less glue you use, the less time it takes. So it took me just a few seconds because I didn't use a lot of glue. Okay. All right. I got glue strips on each side. I'm going to glue that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's going to help. There we go. Now it's working again. That's going to help. And another thing that we can do is, because my design has a white head, I want to use white construction paper to cover up the head, which is what I had started to do on my practice paper. I want to also cover up like this piece where it comes down. I think that will help hold it down, similar to like a band-aid. So I could put a little glue on top. Smear, smear. There. That's going to really help hold it and make it very strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, yeah. Now, this part of the dragon building process will take a long time, especially if you do lots of details. Like, I'm going to do lots of little scales and stuff. So this is going to take a long time. I recommend spending 2 to 3 days on this if you're a big kid. If you're a kindergartner or a first grader, after we add a few pop-up details, you may color with your crayons and markers and color pencils if you have those, and color in details. The big students, big kids, so that's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders, you guys are going to spend a couple days adding colorful paper with glue and scissors. So be sure to save all those extra pieces inside of here. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up because my video time is almost up. I'm going to put all these in here, close that up. If you're in class, we have a class box where they sit, where they'll be quarantined, and then they can get passed out again next time. If you're at home, you got to keep this safe and keep working on it when you get more time. These dragons are looking so cool. So you saw some details on this dragon where I added color around the inside of the mouth and on the head. For those of you working with scales and adding scales to your dragon, I showed you how to add scales nicely so that the piece will pop up like that. If you have feathers, like my dragon is going to have wings and have feathers, when I add that, I'm going to use the same layering style. Till next time, guys. Keep being creative. Send me another picture of this part, the in progress, the part that you did, close-ups, maybe a faraway photo of you holding it. You can add as many photos as you want to activities. So you can show me several photos. If you're changing or adding to your sketch paper, please send me another photo of it as well. I want to see as many photos as possible. So on our last day, when we look at our project and we look at, because we're going to look at our idea and we're going to look at our puppet and see, does this look like our idea? We're going to critique ourselves, and that's at the end. So be sure to send in as many pictures of in progress work as possible. Till next time, class, keep being creative.